Ben Alman, what's up?
Nothing. I've been listening to a lot of Grover Washington Jr. lately, and I've always loved the sax solo in Wine Light. We had that on the set list for the gig we did recently, even though we never ended up playing it. I was like, it reminded me. I was listening to that soon, and I was like, oh man, I love the sax solo in this. So I've been learning that.
That's a sleeper, though. That song is a sleeper. Not many people play it.
It's a great song. Some of the licks he plays in that are just... Yeah. And I'm realizing that, like, he's... so much of what he was playing is just like pentatonic stuff, but it's so tasty.
Yeah, we should play those songs more integrate them into our gigs.
Yeah.
More, I feel like.
There's a great Larry Carlton instructional video where he talks about pentatonics, and he's like, he'll play something, I'm like, man, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
And it's just pentatonic. He's like, there's a lot of good music to be made in there. And I'm like, I like Marcus Miller is almost all pentatonic as well, you know? Like,
I mean, Zawinul, like, played a lot of pentatonic stuff. Who's a bass player from Tribal Tech? Gary Willis.
Oh, Gary Willis.
Tons of pentatonic stuff, but the way you can do it in a way that it just sounds crazy. I mean, like, for example, okay, like Michael Brecker, amazing saxophone player, but like he had those licks he would play that were like crazy patterns. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what it was. Every time he played them, they always fit in perfectly. They were amazing. But like I hear other people playing these very pattern-based things, and it sounds like odd to me. It sounds weird. And I'm like, and I wasn't always this way, but for a while now, like I'm really interested in like playing like bluesy licks, like tasty stuff. I actually played in a blues band for like 5 years, and man, that was all I wanted to do was play a million notes, and all they wanted me to do was not do that. And it was a good learning experience for me, And so like I really think about that. Like I want to find the right balance between like jazz and bebop. I love bebop, but also like tasty licks, like.
Let's talk about your gear.
Let's talk about your gear
that you've been holding up on the bass, right?
This is Sadowski.
You can ask all the questions now.
Sadowski 20 fret jazz bass. It's this awesome piece of like maybe spalted maple on the top and ash on the back, and a reasonably figured bird's eye, maybe kind of thing. I've tried a bunch. I've tried F bass, which definitely sounds I would say like kind of like Gianelli maybe. Like it's got like it's not like a Fender. It's like kind of a. It's voiced a little bit brighter, like more presence, like maybe more like a GNL or something. I've tried Oliva Capolo, which is really nice, but also a little brighter sounding that I like. The Fodera has that preamp, which sounds very modern, which is cool. And I'm really curious about the Michael Tobias Saratoga. The Justin Raines, he's a sick gospel bass player. He has he has his own signature. Also, F-bass, the horn is in a slightly different spot. It's longer, and so when you have the bass on, it sits in a different position, and I didn't like that because I play mostly jazz basses, and so playing the F-bass, it was always like I would instinctively go for a note, and I would be a fret off. I'm a big fan of Sadowski because of the ergonomics, the weight.
Yeah.
And they do his preamp sounds the closest of all of the higher end instruments to like that kind of jazz bass sound that I'm looking for without being like too colored. I can crank up the active stuff, but I leave the active off. Yeah. And sometimes I'll crank up the bass just because if I need a little more oomph to the sound, because I like to play with the bridge pickup a little bit. Like I'll go off the middle and I'll go slightly into the bridge, and I don't know if you'll be able to hear the sound difference, but like, and you can even hear it like as I turn it. It just like opens it up slightly, and I only just open it up a little bit. I don't want full bridge, just enough to give it that kind of sound. But then I use that for fingerstyle and for slap, and so I might give myself a little bit more bass. The neck, I mean, like just like what you'd expect. So that's bridge. That's the bridge, yeah, and then the neck. Like it's exactly what you'd expect.
Yep.
The neck pickup to sound like. Sometimes there'll be like a slap tune where I'm like, okay, I want that sound, more like a P bassy. But usually I just want a little bit of the bridge, and so I might boost the bass a little bit to make up for that.
I never use the treble on the active.
Yeah, never.
And I do roll off the vintage tone knob a bit.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing, and I'm playing just dialed in just slightly into the bridge pickup.
Yeah.
Off center.
Big production bands, that's what they do. Like the bass player will be there and they'll have his synth station next to him, right?
Because like
and then they'll switch back and forth. And
you can get like MIDI kind of things and synth things for the bass, but most of the time they just don't track super well, and they sound kind of like disappointing. Like, man, who came up with just like last year someone
MXR
came out with that synth
yeah.
pedal, and all the demos were great, and I like bought it, and I was like, yeah, it's okay. Like it's just like all the other synth pedals I have, it's okay. But then like I go play the Moog, and it's just like, I mean, it's a synth, right?
So it's the real deal.
You have to be able to play it, but if you can play it, that's kind of the way to go.
You've got a crazy synth setup, right?
Oh yeah, well, I have a whole studio full. It's funny. Like right now, everything's all broken down. I'm in the process of reorganizing everything because I did a lot of streaming before I got the house. I did a lot of streaming in my last place, apartment.
On Twitch, right?
Yeah, Twitch. Yeah. As the entire robot.
So your synths are mainly analog. I think you're not going into the like the software synths and all of that.
I've kind of like learned a long time ago that I don't love using a computer when I'm making music.
Buttons and knobs, man.
Yeah,
that's what I like.
I want like one knob per function, kind of like I can touch
me too. I'm like
instantly
that,
change it.
Right.
So like I have a Nord stage, which gives me like a Rhodes sound. I love the Rhodes sound. I used to have a Rhodes, but keeping it tuned was a pain for me. So now I have a Nord. That's great. I have the subsequent 37 to give me like mostly bass sounds. Every once in a while I'll do some crazy shit on it, but mostly bass lines.
Who makes that?
That's a Moog.
It's a Moog too. Okay.
Yeah. I have a Juno 106. I actually have a couple of them. I'm in the process of Frankensteining the two of them to get the best parts out of both of them to make one of them.
We should do this at his place.
Yeah.
I think that's what we should.
So you played bass first. So one of my questions for you was: do you consider yourself a bass player, a keyboard player primarily, or a patch cable enthusiast?
a patch
or a streamer?
Because looking at your studio,
Twitch streamer.
So I would consider myself an electric bass player.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have keys. I play them. I have synths. I patch them, but it's all kind of means to the end. I like playing kind of like funky, groovy music. You know, I call my music electronic, jazz, funk, whatever, and I have been for like 25 years. But that's like
that'd be a good name for an album.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, electronic, jazz, funk, whatever.
Yeah, that's my like tagline for the entire robot. Yeah. So yeah, I'm just enjoying kind of making whatever. But yeah, like primarily a bass player.
Yeah.
Ben Alman.
Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thanks, Najim.
Steve Davis.
Oh, where am I going?
Yeah, this is cool. I hope this nonsense works out for you.
This whatever.
Yeah, this whatever. Maybe that's what we'll call it.
Drum music podcast, whatever.
Yeah, music podcast.
You're stealing his lines, though.